Okay, so today is day 2, and I'm going to just give you a brief on the Excel. Just going to take you through some templates that you can use, very usable templates that can help you with your work. Instead of going to design things from the scratch, you can use these templates to enhance your work. And it's important that you take advantage of some of these things, especially at this level. So essentially what we are going to do today is to see how we can take advantage of some of these tools, and then we use them just to solve problems in our daily activities. So we will switch to Excel, and I'll give you a typical example. So this is a typical example of an Excel environment. So assuming we want to use a certain template, and I'll begin with a simple invoice that we can use to raise a charge for somebody who we have worked for. And these things are very important because it helps us to keep our records professionally as professionals. If should you get a work from somewhere, you'll be using some of these basic tools. Microsoft Excel, almost every professional should know how to use a spreadsheet program like Microsoft Excel. And it doesn't only help you to be efficient, but it also help you to, as it were, to be more of a professional person. And it puts you on a different level. For instance, when you have worked for, you're going to work for someone, and the person knows that prior to the work you have sent an estimate, and the estimate is a pro forma invoice. And the pro forma invoice is normally an invoice that is sent to your customer, showing the intentions of what the services that you are going to render and how much the person is expected to budget for. When you do that, you show some level of professionalism with your work. And then when the actual work is going to be done, when the contract is sealed, then an actual invoice is raised. In some jurisdiction, the invoice is raised after the work has been done, and then it will be paid. In other areas, before the work is done, the invoice is what raised. So these are things that we need to take into consideration. Now, so when you go to, yesterday we talked about this environment, and let me just remind, we talked about the menu. The menu is made up of commands, and these commands are within the menu. And we use the restaurant as an example to illustrate what a restaurant menu looks like. So we discussed that. So if you go to the file menu, you have a lot of commands under file menu, and these are the things that we have. And if you go to home, you have the same. If you go to insert, you have the same. Page layout, you have the same. We discussed the fact that Excel has columns and rows, and where a column and a row intersect, we call it what? A cell. We talked about the name box, we talked about the formula bar, we talked about also what a worksheet. Excel is a workbook, and every workbook comes with sheets. We illustrated what a sheet is. We use our book to illustrate, and we say that something like this is a book, and these are the sheets. So Excel has the sheets. So what you see down here are sheets. Okay, I can use the annotations to illustrate. So what you see here are what sheets. Okay. So that's what it is. So we talked about that. So this is just a preview, a review of what we have done so far. Also, you realize that, like I told you yesterday, we can take advantage of some of the already templates. And a template is just a pre-formatted, something that has been done already. And that gives you the opportunity to enter certain things so that you don't have to create it again. That's what a template is. So for instance, if I go to file here, if I want to use the template, I go to file and then go to new. When I go to new, I have these templates here. So we have business, personal, planners, list, budget, chart, calendars. So what I want us to do is let's do a quick invoice. You see this one? Let's double click on it and take note. If you want to do this, you have to connect to the internet because these things are being taken from the internet. So when you click on it, it says create, and then it brings this one. Please, can we all see the screen? Can we all see the screen?
Yeah.
Yes, please.
Okay. So here it says that you can put your logo here at the far top left here. So if you have a logo, I can go to insert and then go to pictures here and go and pick any logo anywhere. Let's assume I'm using this logo. So the logo comes here. Have you seen it? So I can resize it and it says this is where you can put your logo. So I'll delete what we have behind. So I have my logo here, right? This is the logo. I can put the company name. Okay. So Frances, what is your company's name? Francisca. What's the company's name?
Oria Stitches.
What?
Oria Stitches.
How do you spell it? O-V.
Oria, O-W-I-A.
Stitches.
Yes.
Is that how you spell stitches?
Yes, yes, please.
So, Oria Stitches. Then, if you have any slogan, you can put it here. You see, it said enter what slogan? You can put it here. And then your address. So where are you? Community 1? Or which community?
Community 7.
So community 7. Then you can put your house number and or digital address system, and then put your phone number here.
Okay.
Your email address you can put here. So here you can put your phone number. What is your phone number?
0243.
43. Sorry. 0243
60
60
38
38
10.
10. So then you put your email also here. And then here, you decide to give every invoice has an invoice number. So that number can decide to generate your own number. Some people might decide to say that, okay, my company name is Oria Stitches. So I'll use the O and the S to begin. And I'll say that the first person, I'll give the ID or the invoice number, OS-100 for the first person. But you need to monitor this so that you don't give the same invoice number, because the invoice number is the identity of the invoice. You get it? It's the identity. That is what gives the invoice number what it is, and the numbers show, for instance, what the transaction is all about. So the invoice number is like your voter's ID or your passport. Then you indicate the date, and then the customer you are dealing with, you need to give them customer IDs, right? So invoice, the customer ID is to identify who that customer is. It's like you are going to school and they give you an ID card and they say your ID card, they use some of the school logos and prefixes and then add some numbers to it. So it looks like the invoice number, but the invoice number is quite different. That identifies the invoice. The customer is the one who we are billing, and that customer has its own ID that we will generate for that customer. We are generating two IDs, one for the customer and then one for the invoice. And then if you, here we have ship to, because this thing was done having in mind that you might be doing an international business and all that, the ship to is the customer's address. So here is the customer's address. So that's why it's asking, who are you shipping to? Which customer are you dealing with? So if your customer's name is, let's say, David, you type David Boyson, that's the customer's name. And then you indicate the address, the where he lives, and then the phone. So when you are done, then you come here. It said job or project title. So here you need to indicate which job or project title. Here, enter the job or project title. So for you, maybe the person came to what? Do which job? Came to what? So 3 pieces of what? Cloth. Okay. And then it's saying that this is, it said due on receipt. So the job you did is written here. The payment terms here, the already formatted text is due on receipt. In other words, when the person is coming to take the work that you have done, the person pays. It's what we call cash and carry. For these days, we say payment on delivery. Payment, if you've been doing this buying online, they'll send it to you, payment on delivery. So you can change this and say payment on delivery. Or maybe the type of your work, it requires that they pay 50% before. So you write 50% payment, down payment. Then you write it here. Okay. And 50% payment on delivery. Some might even decide that they are taking 100% before they start. So when you are done with this, then you come here. Now you talk about the description, the quantity, and order. So this is what you did. You did 3 pieces of cloth. So that is the project or the job that you have done. Okay. Maybe the 3 pieces of cloth, you sold each one differently. So you want to build each one differently. Are you with me, Frances? Madam?
Yes, please, I am.
So you build them different. I'm using you for example. That's why but I want all of you to also listen. Okay. So you build them differently. So if you did build them differently, then let's talk about 3 projects that you have done. The 3 that we, just help me. So the first one, let's make assumption. What did you do?
Slate and cover.
Slate. How do you spell slate?
SLIT.
Slate and cover.
Cover. Yes.
Okay, you did one, and how much was it?
200 cedis.
200 cities. So we can change the dollar city. Okay, 200 cities. But it was one. So have you seen that it has multiplied by itself?
Yes.
1 times 200. If you change this to 2, it gives you what? 400. You get it?
Yes.
Then the next project was what?
Bubu dress.
What?
Bubu
Bubu
dress.
Bubu dress.
Mhm.
And that one is how much?
150.
150. And the last one is, so you see they've created space here for you to enter the rest. And the
Yes.
last one is what?
Kaftan.
Kaftan. So what is it?
300.
300. So at the end of the day, you see it's giving you what the total as what? To what? 650, right? Then that is it. You are done with the invoice. When you go to file and you go to print, print, okay, it will show you. You see how it looks like. You see how it looks like. You are done with your invoice. If there's any component of VAT that you need to calculate, you can add that to it. But I have done this invoice effortlessly because, so when the person comes, your customer comes, this is what you do, and then you generate the invoice for the person. You are done. And I can, so I'm going to give you this file. It's one of the files I'm going to share with the team so that you can do modifications on it. So this one is a file for invoice. Okay, a file for invoice. Okay, so that is one. The next one before we go to what we are doing today is, let's see, we go to file, new, and let's see what else we have here. There's one here, it says basic personal budget. Basic personal budget, right? There's a lot here. There's a calendar, there's a monthly company budget. Okay, this one is basic budget. So let's see the monthly company budget. So we click on it and then we click on create. So the same way, isn't this interesting? Watch something. It comes with the graph and everything for you. Okay? It comes with everything for you. So you can put your company name here. Let's go and look at our first company. Okay, Ima, what's your company? What's the name of your company, Ima? Oh, Ima is not there. So Infinix, what's the name of your company? Who is Infinix? Is he hearing me? Wow. Where is Infinix? So can you hear me?
Yeah. Yes, sir. We can hear you, please.
Okay. Francisca, can you hear me?
Yes, please, I can.
Okay. So let's still use your company because Oria Stitches. We are doing a company. So we have it here, Oria Stitches. And we say monthly budget. The interesting thing about this is this. You can put your date here. You see, we have dates. You can enter the date here. If it is today's date, is on the 4th, 04/23. So April 23. You see, when I entered the date, it converted it because it's a date field. Yesterday, you remember we were talking about data type. So Excel knows that it's a date what field. Okay. I saying that in the month, what is your estimated income? So maybe, Francesca, you will think of it as, okay, your estimated monthly income for the month. Let's think about it. What are you actually looking at the end of the month? This is not what you actually earn. You can mention any figure.
Okay. 5,000.
5,000. That is the estimated. Sorry. That is the estimated. Okay. You know why it's saying that? Because, so let's delete the actuals first. Because the estimate should not be more than the actual. So now we can say 5,000. Once we enter 5,000, the cell is automatically populated and should not be overwritten. Overwriting the cell will break the calculation. Okay, so okay, I get it. So let me do this. So these are the expenses here and the income. So let me do this. Income is this, expenditure is this. So this the budgeted total actual expenditure. Okay, so let me edit these cells. Okay, I get it. All right, so this is what they've done. Just follow. So what you see here, the actual budget, but it is fed from, please watch here. Let me click here. Watch down here. Here, watch down here. So we have income, personal expenditure, and operating expenditure, right? And the total is what you're seeing here as what the summary. Okay. The total is what you're seeing here as the summary. So let me give you a typical example. If I come to income here, these are the income, right? And this is an example of just a budget. So this is actually where I do my estimates. Okay. I have my net income, I have my asset sale. I want us to forget about all of these ones and then focus on what we're doing with Frances. Frances says, how much, you said, how much do you make? 5,000, right? So this is where we type the 5,000. Are you there, Frances?
Yes, please, I'm here.
So that's where you type the 5,000. So you estimated 5,000 for the month that you are going to earn. Okay. So which is your sales? So let's see, when the month ended, how much did you get? Did you get at the end of the day? Like you budgeted 5,000. So let's give an assumption. Maybe at the end of the month, you had 6,000. If you have 6,000, then it means you have exceeded what? Your target, isn't it?
Yes, please.
Okay. So you see what I've entered here, the net sales of 5,000 and this one 6,000. It's giving a difference of 1,000. This 1,000 is positive. In other words, you estimated 5,000 and you made 6,000. If this thing is rather 6,000 and this one is 5,000, then it will give us what? A negative figure. And the negative is in red. Have you seen it? So we did it 5,000 here and then 6,000. So watch, let's go to the summary. If you go to the summary, have you seen that it has appeared here? Madam, have you seen it? Are we there? Have you seen that it has appeared here? Hello? Well, I'm not being heard. Hello? Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes, please, I can.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
So I'm asking that the 5,000 we type here, watch the income, 6,000. Have you seen it at a summary, 5,000, 6,000? The same thing has appeared here. Have you seen it? Hello? Because what we are doing is practical. When I talk and then you don't respond, then I'm not quite sure whether you are following what I'm doing.
Yes, sir.
Hello? Do you get what I'm saying? I came here.
Yes.
And then work with these values.
Yes, please.
And I'm saying that I entered 5,000 for what? Then the budget for what? The estimate for my sales for the month. But I made what? 6,000. Let me do another one. Okay. Another net sales. Okay. Maybe net sales 1. This time I did 7,000, but I was able to do 5,000. You see, it has given me some totals here, right? Okay, so the variance is what? 2,000. You see that
2,000.
when I come summary budget, it brings the total of what? 12,000 and 11,000. Because this 12,000 and 11,000 is here. This is what I'm saying. Are you seeing it? So this becomes a template for you. You don't struggle. If you go to the personal expenses, you can do the same. If we take everything here and we say that, okay, Frances will pay herself and then pay one other person. So personal expenses she pays herself 1,000. That is the estimate. But at the end of the month, she was able to pay herself 800. And then for the actual was this, and then employees benefits. I don't know whether the employees, maybe you budgeted 200 and yet you were able to do 100. And then commission, you budgeted 200, but you did 300. Okay, that gives you a negative variance. And then the total expenditure you have here, the total expenses. Okay, this is the estimated and the actual. I deleted everything we have in here. So that's why you are seeing it this way. But actually, let me see. We shouldn't have deleted. Okay, so what I should have deleted would be this one, so that I don't spoil the formula. So wages, we said 800, we're able to pay 500. Benefit 200, we're able to pay 100. And then this is 200. And then let's say we got 100. Maybe let's do it 300. Okay, so that's what we have. So at the end of the day, if I go to monthly summary, you see what I'm getting. Okay. Monthly salary, this one I'm getting. Now this one is personal expenditure. There's the operating expenditure, a lot here. Now watch something. If I delete whatever I have in here, okay, when you come to the summary, right? Where is it? When you come to this summary, this one is here. You realize that the values have now changed what here. Okay. So the point I'm raising is that these templates that we have in Excel can help you do so many things. We did that of the invoice. We were to do a simple invoice. This budget is a little bit higher in terms of what you want to do. It's for maybe bigger companies who want to do some sort of, budget. But if you watch here, there's another one called where you have this one, personal basic budget, where you see here, you can have your budget figures here for the year. And then here they have indicated total expenses, the cash short extra, okay? And then here you have your wages, individual interest and miscellaneous. They have programmed all this in such a manner that if you take it and then begin to enter the values, it will give you the figures that you probably would want to see. So it makes life easy for you. So for me, I use some of these templates in designing my invoice. I use it in doing so many things. If someone asks me of an invoice, I'm not going to the cafe to now type a whole invoice to do that, because I can use this just to do it. Okay. So I just wanted to draw your attention to this, that these things could be done. Okay. So this is just to explain or give you some insight into the Excel. And then this video, we are going to share this video with you as well. So I want us to